Hi FlossTube, this is Chris. I thought I would finally do an update since I have my voice back. I ended up getting sick again. I couldn't even believe it. My mother got that terrible viral infection that was going around and then very lovingly passed it on to myself and to my father. Man, I was sick. If anybody else has it, I'm really sorry. I have a finish. So, you guys know I've been working on the Joan Elliott Mystery Faces stitch along since about this time last year. The last face came out sometime last month, sometime in May. It was the little dragon, and I finished it 1-2 weeks ago, somewhere around there. I had left all the beading until the end, and I'll kind of zoom in, show you a little bit of it. It was, I thought, pretty bead intensive. So there were a lot of beads. It took me maybe 4 hours or so to do all the beading in one session. So it's all done. It's all beaded. I'm trying to decide whether I want to make it into a cushion, which will require my mother, the seamstress's help, or if I want to have it framed. Not really sure yet. When I started stitching this, I had taken a break for about 4 or 5 years. I hadn't stitched anything. And I stitched it on a 14 count Opalita. I really wish I hadn't. I wish I had. I know when they were talking about doing it, they said there weren't going to be a lot of fractional stitches, but there were, you can kind of see it in the peacock. Maybe you can't. But all the way around the wings, I mean, there were a lot. All the faces had lots of quarter stitches. So I wish I had known. I wish I had started my my hand-dyed fabric collection at that point, and that I picked something else. But I'm really happy with it. I'm glad it's done. So now I have some other things I can do. I'll go through my whips that I've been working on, and I was going to do some of the tags, but I forgot to write the questions down. I have been up all night. I'm on vacation. I haven't turned myself around yet. It's only day 2 of vacation, so I've been up pretty much all night. So bear with me if I kind of forget what I'm doing halfway through doing it. It's just how that goes. So that's that. And I really, really enjoyed doing it. And yeah, when it becomes an FFO, I will let you know. And I had a new start. I think I started this, I didn't participate in Stitch Mania, but I started this around the same time as Stitch Mania. The way that I work, I don't have time to do a new start every day. No. I can't even stitch during the week. I can only stitch on weekends. So I started stitching Red Riding Hood. It's by the Primitive Hare. I love it. Obviously, it's a quick, easy stitch. There's only 4 colors. I did have an issue, though. I ordered it's on 30 count Old Salem linen from the Primitive Hare, which is really nice. I believe that it's coffee dyed because it really smells very strongly of coffee. But it's really nice linen. So I ordered 2 skeins of the Buckeye Scarlet from 123 Stitch. At the same time, assuming they would be from the same dye lot. So this is skein 1. And this is which I started stitching with is skein 2. I don't know if you can tell. They're not even a little bit alike. The skein 2 is very, very, very variegated. Skein 1, almost not at all. So I put another order into 123 Stitch for something, and I was like, hey guys, I need a skein of Buckeye Scarlet. Could you please make sure it is as modeled as possible? Because I ordered 2 before, and they were from different dye lots, and yeah, it's not going to work. And they were like, well, yeah, we don't really have any that are like that. So just went to my local needlework store, and I dug through their Buckeye Scarlet, and that actually Looks pretty close. I don't know that I'll need to, but if I hadn't gotten another one, I would definitely need to, because that's just my luck and how things go. So that is that. Put that there. Oh, I forgot to get one out. Let me grab that. See if I can do it without knocking everything else down. I don't think I can. Okay. Oh, I did it. Okay. So that's that. I haven't worked on my mirror at all, but look what it's in. It's in a Millennium frame. Yay. If you see any ceiling tiles, like right there's one. I had a plumbing incident. I'm in my basement right now. Had a plumbing incident, and the plumber guys were like, okay, we are going to fix your plumbing, and it's going to be $1,000. Okay, it's going to be $1,000, whatever. Costs what it costs. I need to be able to use my bathroom. And the tub, the sink was draining into the tub, and the tub wasn't draining at all. So they came and looked at it on a Saturday. They didn't come to fix it until Tuesday. So they come in, and there's 2 of them, which is fine. They still charged for the same amount of labor, even though it took them half the time. And they left. I'm not even going to show you because it's too depressing. And I can't fix it because I'm too short, and I don't go up ladders since I broke my ankles about 10 years ago. I don't like climbing ladders. So I need to get someone tall and capable of climbing ladders and to fix it. But yeah, they just left the ceiling down. They didn't bother to cover anything up. So I've been a little bit at a time coming in and sucking up all the dust from them ripping the ceiling down. I mean, I know they had to get to the ceiling. I'm not mad about that, but I would have thought they would have put it back the way they found it. Anyway, they didn't. But I'm digressing. So anyway, my Millennium frame came, and I was super excited. I was very confused. It came when I was in bed. Of course, it came when I was in bed. So I had to go pick it up at the post office, and I didn't know what it, they just said, oh, come to the post office and get this. They left the little thingy, and it's dumb. They should have just left it, but it needed a signature. So I go to the post office the next day. It just happened to be Friday, which is when I'm done with work. I stayed up till 8 o'clock, and I ran into the post office. I'm like, I'm not even sure what this is for. And they're like, oh, well, at least it was easy to find. And it was just this kind of round cylinder. I wasn't really impressed with the packaging at all. And for anybody who's expecting them, I know A Stitch in Time, Angie is waiting for one, and a couple people also have them on order. Don't be surprised when you get it that it was basically, it looked like a poster tube, but it wasn't even that secure. It was rolled in several layers of bubble wrap, and the pieces were all separate. It was rolled in several layers of bubble wrap, and then just wrapped around twice with brown wrapping paper. And that was it. It did arrive safely, thankfully, but I think they could have packaged it a little better. So I ripped it apart, and I got all the pieces out, and I looked at it, and I was like, yay, my Millennium frame's here. And I looked, and there's no instructions. So I thought, well, you know what? They probably have them online. I can kind of figure it out on my own, but I want to make sure I do it right. And I looked on their website, and they have instructions on how to put the floor stand together, which I did not order because I have a Lowry stand. And yeah, there's no instructions. So I was like, well, crap. I'm brain dead at this point from work. Still wasn't really feeling very well. I was like, okay, Stitching May put a video up when she got hers. So I played her video, and she's talking about, I think she said how well it was packaged. I could be wrong about that. And she has written instructions she keeps referring to, and how you're supposed to leave this much fabric and the tension this far. And so you need instructions. basically, you know, you should have them. And then she's like, oh, and it came with this straight edge so that you can get your fabric into these little grooves. And, okay, I have no straight edge. Nothing. So I emailed Needle Needs and, you know, I was like, hey, I got my Millennium Frame. I'm so excited. It's beautiful, but I didn't get any written instructions. I didn't get a straight edge, and I've seen all these videos on YouTube, and people have them, so it would be really nice if you could mail those to me. Thanks. So I didn't get an email back. They're really, really terrible about answering emails. I don't know how they are about phones, but I wasn't going to call England about that. You know, and I said I thankfully found a video with instructions, so I'm good, but I would really like to have them. And they actually did mail them, so, you know, that was good. I was excited. So that's my Millennium Frame. I don't know when I'm going to start working on her again. I'm not really happy with, these stitches don't look really nice. I have a hate-hate relationship with stitching white, whether it's on white or anything else. I just don't think that it lays as nicely as other colors do. I don't know why. It just doesn't, unless it's just me. Anyway, so that's that. And I only tightened it up so that I could demonstrate it. It takes some practice getting that fabric in there, but yeah. So everybody's seen this guy, Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, Storytime Sampler. I am up to June. I stitched the frame right in the beginning of June when it first came out. I just haven't gotten around to actually stitching it yet. It's Peter Pan. It's adorable. So there's that. And then I have another new start. I'm stitching this. I didn't even put a picture up last weekend. But last weekend, Stitch Mania, no, Cross Stitch It's Fun, started a Joan Elliott stitch along. So I love Joan Elliott, and obviously since I did that other one. So this is my Earth Goddess, and I started it last Saturday. So this is what I got done on Saturday and Sunday. So it was a nice dent. It's on Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie Nature's Dance 28 Count Jobelin, which I'll tell you what, her even weaves, I have some linen from Steph. I haven't stitched on any of it yet, but her Jobelin and her Jaslyn is just beautiful to stitch on. I can't say enough about the quality of it. The colors are absolutely beautiful. I mean, this is, I believe, a Pole Stitches fabric that the model is stitched on. Pretty close in coloring. Didn't do it on purpose. It was a fabric of the month, I think, in November. And when it came, I thought, yep, that'll be perfect for that piece. So I have to decide what I want to work on this week while I'm on vacation. I'm not really sure. I'm trying really hard not to do any more new starts. I need to work on some things that I have. Maybe this. I did refrain from joining in Stitch Mania's Orange is the New Black stitch along. I don't watch the show. I watched the first 2 episodes, I believe, when it first came out. And I don't get it. I know everyone enjoys it, and that's great. Yeah, I don't get it. So my other whip, I haven't worked on this in a month or so. But I'm showing this for a couple of different reasons. One, I have some progress on it. And 2, Teresa had a question about variegated threads. So I wanted to, what is that hook to? Oh, there we go. Wanted to show this. This is Alessandra Adelaide, a recipe for a magical night. I'm doing it a little bit differently. Actually, Michelle from Jodrey Designs stitched it this way about a year ago. She posted up a picture on the AAN Facebook group, and I fell in love with it. I actually ordered the flosses that she used. She put up a key. I printed that out and ordered a lot of them because at that time I didn't have a stash because I was newly stitching again. So yeah, so this is all done in variegated floss from Jody Ree. Designs. It's on 28 count Jobelan Hocus Pocus, hand-dyed fabrics by Stephanie. It's a really pretty purple. And Teresa asked a question about what direction you go in, how you complete the crosses. You do a row and then cross back, or complete each stitch. And it really does depend on the effect that you're looking for. With this, I've done a couple different things. With these, I just went straight across. With the smoke, or the fumes, or whatever these are supposed to be, I went across, and then to kind of show that it turns, because you're losing that. This is charted for normal DMC, and it has little designs and things, and you can tell that there's movement in it. You can't really do that. If I'd gone straight across, it would just be straight. So what I did was I did some turns. They're not the best. Probably could have thought about it and done them better. But, yeah. So that's what I did with that. I do complete each X as I go. You can do it the other way, but it will get mottled. You'll lose your variegation. So, I don't know if that's helpful, Teresa, but there you go. Speaking of AAN, what do I do with them? Speaking of AAN, they're there. Speaking of AAN, I got a couple of patterns straight from Alessandra. This is Zuka. I love this pattern. I have been eyeing that for a long time. So I picked it up, and when I was at my needlework store today, I actually picked up some Caron watercolors. I'm not sure how this is going to work, but my thinking was I could get away with one ply, and then I could just cut as I go. Yeah, I mean, I could just follow the string down instead of, I don't know, trying to do it with 2 plies of regular floss. So we'll see. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'll use it for something at some point. But I got 3 skeins of that. And I also got, this was a new pattern a couple months ago. Somewhere. Here it is. Magical Forest. And I fell in love with that. I have fabric packed out for that as well. That's probably what I'm going to do for the AAN stitch along when that pops up, unless I just decide to start working on recipe again, which I love, and I really like working on that. Then for my birthday was May 3rd, I went ahead and got myself, because I was ordering for 1, 2, 3 stitch, I've been watching Jane stitch this and fell in love with it, so I don't really like kits that much, but I like the design. And this is the one that it's really hard for me not to start. Cafe by the Sea, especially this time of year, and I'm stuck here. I'm in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It's hot, it's humid, it's hazy, it's the Triple H horrible. I was out earlier. I was actually, like I said, at my local needlework shop, and then I went over to Michael's, and I don't think they have air conditioning in that Michael's. It was so hot in there, and then I got to my car and blasted the air conditioning. I was like, oh, thank God. I would love to be in a cafe by the sea right now instead of stuck here, but I don't go away usually in the summer for vacation. I wait until the fall, and that's when I'll take a trip, usually New Orleans or somewhere like that, when it's not so horribly humid there, because I love New Orleans, one of my favorite places. But that's it for my update. I got a bunch of needle minders. You probably don't want to see those. I got several Fabric of the Months from Steph, but everybody's showing those. And I did join Jodery Designs Thread of the Month Club, because I really, the quality of her threads is pretty darn good. And I enjoy stitching with those. I like supporting her. She does nice work. So I'm doing that. Anything else? Let me think. No, I will try at some point to get back with the tags. If anybody's interested, I don't know if anybody's interested in my answers or not, but I'll throw them in there. And if the heat breaks, maybe I'll be able to sit outside and give you a nice view of the cornfield behind my house. But have a great stitchy weekend, everybody, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.